Y'all get to work on it, man. Like I said, last night I blamed Deke, bro. I've been on the wagon. All right. I was on the wagon about 8.5 days. 8.5 days, Deke, I went without actually watching a game. I told you I've been trying to watch the wild card one, Steelers, Bills. I get about a quarter in and I keep cutting it off. I was on the wagon about 8.5 days, Deke. I relapsed last night, bro. I relapsed. And I blame you. Deke came in here. He was all extra excited about Jeremiah Trotter Jr. from Clemson. Deke know how I feel about linebackers. Deke know how I feel about tough linebackers. Physical, thumping, downhill. Slightly upgraded in athleticism. Pure blood in terms of family tree. Coming from a fire bloodline. Hit the nostalgia as well, because I low-key remember watching your pops play. Same division. You know how that goes.
NFC East.
Yeah, man. So it's like I'm really familiar.
Both teams.
Really familiar. Okay. So, yeah, man, it ended up being a long night for the boy. We was watching some tape. I like Jeremiah Trotter. I do. I agree with you what you were saying yesterday, man. You called him a more athletic Landon Roberts. I see exactly what you see, man.
I know, ball.
I see what you mean, man. In terms of watching him, man, definitely more athletic than Landon Roberts, but more in his vein of a physical thumper, more of the bully type linebacker, which we've seen throughout this past season. You actually do need that guy.
Can still work.
Yeah, you can't just have two athletes. You need a thump and you need an athlete guy. To me, I think he could definitely check off that box. In terms of draft stock, my initial just looking at him, I haven't looked at any of these other guys just yet. I told you I was slowly getting
weak inside
into this
linebacker class. I'll say that from kind of just what I was looking over. Like
For
I don't
sure.
think there's any guys that are clear cut first round.
Respect, then. That makes it a little bit more fun, low key. So for me, man, like I said, I'm compiling the list slowly but surely. Deke had, you know what I'm saying? It's the Jeremiah Trotter. I was liking what I saw, but I do think he's one of those guys that initially was looking, I think, not first round, but you could get him in that middle portion, whether we talking second being the highest, fourth probably being the lowest, just initial. This before I know what he runs at the combine, before I know what he runs at the pro day, because that is my biggest question. How fast? I think you play fast enough. I think that he is super smart, so that helps him close that gap versus some of these little faster dudes. I like the fact that when you're watching him playing today's college ball, it's more spaced out. You talk about the hashes, you talk about just the way the field is and how the game is played. So you're naturally seeing him have to play in space. So you're showing me that you're capable enough of your zone concepts. He understands cover 3. He understands Tampa 2. So I got all of that I want with him. But the thing that I like is I think his game would transition a lot smoother or a lot more smoothly at the NFL level because it's more condensed. When we talk about the hashes, right? We talk about, when they run that thing, you're going to have to thump some of that in there a little bit more. He's a dude that you could get away with that, especially when you talk about how much sub package ball is played. You're going to need a thumper when you got a nickel and you got a athlete linebacker. You know what I mean? We didn't play exclusively base, no matter how much we like our mindset. We was in a ton of nickel. So in that vein, I do think that he could help us out there. Now at Clemson, he did some of the zone drop, but they blitzed him a lot. I know, at least in the game that I was watching, man, he was more of the blitz guy, more of the lineup down in the line of scrimmage, penetrate, which is exactly what we do at Landon Roberts, right? And then on occasion, he'll drop out, right? You don't want him in a ton of man situations, but I do, just like I said, initial looking at Jeremiah, I did, like I said, I did like him. Man. So yeah.
Is this such an obvious pick for Tomlin?
Yeah, he's definitely stealing, bro. I was like, don't be surprised when he gets picked, man. Don't be surprised.
Second round would be so
I was
perfect.
like,
it
you
would
have
be
pedigree.
perfect.
Your daddy was in the league. You're in the ACC, so you got big ball. You played at Clemson, Coach T, like all of that down there. You RC and hit ball. You not anything ducking. You ain't ducking no contact whatsoever, you know? Yeah, man. I think they're like, oh, that, bro. Yep. I was like, oh, yep, I get it. I see it. Yep, Steeler. Don't be surprised. He'll be the one that's popping up.
Second round would be perfect.
He'll be popping up in a lot of the mocks. I can already see it now, bro.